draft articles of impeachment against Rosenstein as a last resort. Joining us now with what she knows, Fox News investigative reporter Sara Carter. Also, the New York Times breaking Trump allied House conservatives. The other one is about, I had the wrong article in front of me. Mueller has dozens of inquiries for Trump on a broad quest of Russian ties. I am told by my sources tonight that the New York Times is full of crap, that those are not, a lot of those questions are not the questions that the special counsel is asking. Clearly a leak by the special counsel's office, again with anonymous sources. Your reaction to it?
Well, this is certainly a disinformation campaign. Once again, Sean, I mean, we see stories like this over and over again, alleging collusion, saying that Mueller's going to ask about collusion, trying to keep this storyline alive, even though we know there's no evidence of any such collusion between President Trump, his campaign, and Russia. At least not as of yet. We haven't seen anything, but we keep seeing these stories. And this is why we have to be concerned, because this is a disinformation campaign that we keep hearing from senior Obama
administration. It is a disinformation campaign.
How really
stupid,
is.
Wait a minute, how stupid is it? They want to get in the president's mind. Did you ever think of firing Mueller when he never fired Mueller? And he has every right to fire Mueller constitutionally? This is how bad the press in this country is. And you're right. They're being fed lies, disinformation to manipulate the American people.
That's it. And they're being fed this information and it's spreading like wildfire. And, you know, once it's out there, Sean, there's no way to reel it back in. It actually puts the other people, the president, his staff, his former campaign members on the defensive. It's like they're guilty before they don't even have any evidence, and they're saying they're guilty of something, and then they have to go out on the defensive and try to prove themselves innocent. This is completely wrong. This is things that happen in other countries. That I like it when people say banana republics, right? When they're going after
this is America.
An administration.
If this is successful, this is America becoming Venezuela. What did you know about the phone call Flynn made with his soon-to-be counterpart, which would be doing his job, coming into a job? Did you see Brennan that said, actually, says, stay tuned, Mr. President? That sounded like a deep state threat to me. And similarly, you know, look at Rod Rosenstein. Articles of impeachment drafted, and the media is ignoring it. Did Rod Rosenstein have anything to do with signing off on the FISA warrants and lying to FISA courts with information that was unverified, uncorroborated, and paid for by Hillary Clinton, and they didn't tell the judge that part?
Absolutely. And this is the reason why, you know, the House Freedom Caucus has this last resort drafted, this one-page memo, and they want to get it out there. Their frustration with trying to get information from the Department of Justice, from the FBI, the failure to turn over this information in time. They're being stonewalled. They're being slow-walked. So this is an enormous frustration for congressional committees who have oversight over these departments. They know that there's failures here. They know that some of these investigations, now that they've looked into this, I mean, we would have never known anything, Sean, had it not been for these committees investigating this.
Is this what Brennan is saying? Stay tuned, Mr. President. All these questions. What was your opinion of Mr. Comey during the transition? It doesn't matter what his opinion was of Mr. Comey during the transition. He had every right to fire him. Rod Rosenstein said the FBI would never be cleaned out with Jim Comey in office. These New York Times questions, you could use it to burn in your fireplace tonight.
He absolutely had a right to fire Comey. Absolutely. That was his privilege to fire Comey. And it wasn't just the president who wanted to fire Comey. Let's go back a little bit further into the past. The Democrats wanted Comey fired as well. So everybody wanted Comey fired until Comey was actually fired. And that's what's interesting here. And look at what Clapper's been saying to the media. This is also very interesting. I mean, Clapper's been espousing the same type of disinformation, alluding to things that are happening. And now we know that Clapper was more than likely the leak to CNN on the dossier, which got everything started, and then later hired by CNN.
Where do you think these questions came from? Where do you think these New York Times, which half of them are asinine, putting that aside, you don't have to be a lawyer to figure it out. Where do you think they came from?
Well, they were actually leaked by people, I believe, from the special counsel. Wow. I believe that they were leaked. And
or somebody at the special counsel's talking to Brennan and Clapper?
Correct.
Maybe the corrupt Andrew Weissman and company?
Possibly.
Let me ask you a last question.
We don't know exactly who's doing this.
You have an article out tonight that I wish we had more time on, and that is the VA appointee of the president, you discovered 4 sources. Unbelievable story.
Yeah, so what I was told, and I've had it confirmed through 4 sources, and it's definitely true that the vice president's physician, now this is not a handpicked physician by the vice president, it is a selected physician through the military. Dr. Jennifer Pena was the one that led this, I guess, this backlash against Dr. Ronnie Jackson to the Hill. And it's very concerning, one, because it looks like it's been a long time dispute between both of them. It looks like it's an internal problem for both of them. I know I talked to people at the White House that want to stress this is not a problem between the vice president and the president.
This person gets fired?
I think there is a chance that this person gets fired, but it has to follow protocol. So it would have to go through the military office. Unbelievable
reporting, Sarah Carter. This New York Times thing, put it in your fireplace and burn it. Because we have sources that say half of these questions are dumb anyway. You don't, oh, what was in your mind at the time? You don't punish people or charge people, not that you can charge